Hey nerds, welcome to Cubbie Chats. Shout out to all the excuse me, not subscribers. Shout out to all the Cubs who show up every week and listen to me ramble about all my favorite things. I appreciate you guys so much. I just need to say that. Like, as this year's coming to an end, it's been a full year of Cubbie Chats. We've gone pretty consistently. There's been some weeks that I've kind of missed here and there, but it was a very strong first year. I just want to say I'm very thankful for all of you guys. Y'all's support, listening, downloading, sharing it. It helps me out so much. So I just want to say thank you guys so much for being here. Lots to talk about. One of the big things that came out this week is the Netflix Warner Brothers merger that's potentially happening. Now, as of right now, Paramount Plus has said that they are putting in a strong bid as well, but Netflix countered that and said, no, we're pretty sure we're crossing the finish line here. A lot of people are like split down the middle with this. Some people say that it will change the logistics of film being in a theater. And I'm kind of siding with the counterpart on this is that I love that I can go watch a movie. If there's a movie that I really want to go watch, I I will go to the theater and watch it. If there's something that I'm kind of on the fence about, I'll wait for it to go to streaming. So I'm kind of on the side that like, yeah, let's Netflix has said they don't want to change the Warner Brothers model of films releasing in theater, and I think that's so great. And I hope they wouldn't change that. But if there's a chance that it can go to streaming a lot faster, once it's at the end of its theater run, I'm totally for that. Also, with Warner Brothers, there's a lot of licenses and IPs that come under there. That also includes HBO, HBO Max, DC is under there. And here's the other reason why I think this would be such a big perk. I'm so sick of having to switch between Apple TV to Disney Plus to Peacock to Paramount to HBO to watch something. I like when these mergers happen. I would be so happy to have Netflix and HBO and all the Warner Brothers, which by the way includes Harry Potter, in one spot. I would love that. When Disney acquired Hulu and now Hulu, Disney, and in one spot, that's fantastic. I'm all for that. There's, and I think the other thing too is like, yes, I said I will go to the theater and watch a movie. But now in my old age, because I am in my 30s,
Oh, I'm like the Crypt Keeper!
I have to go to a matinee. And why do I have to go to a matinee? Because I know that young kids will not be there. They're not getting up early to watch a matinee. Because let me tell you something. Me and Mrs. Cubby, we went to go watch Now You See Me 3 in the theater, and we were like, we're gonna be young and hip and alive again. So we went to like the kids were with their grandparents, so it was like at 8, 8 o'clock showing, maybe? I don't remember. It was pretty late. We're like, we're gonna be young and hip again and relive the glory days. And oh my god, it was so bad. I loved the movie, but there was teenagers Snapchatting, and every time they Snapchat, that flash went off. Like, where is the courtesy? This is the other reason why I just can't. And then the kids they act so stupid. I'm sorry, these kids act so stupid in the theaters. I think there needs to be more theater employees going around patrolling, like do your little walkthrough and all that stuff. Because some of these kids just don't know how to act. I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, how rich are your parents? Because movie tickets are expensive. And if you get like the popcorn and the candy and the drink, you're dropping another 20, $30. So even if you go solo, you're spending almost $40. And then you guys, I remember one time, which I don't remember which theater this was at, but anyways, I remember one time we went to the theater, and I think it was a kids movie because I think our kids might have been with us. Um, but we like gone up to, I think we were all making a potty run or something, and and then it's just kids making out in the little like entryway. Like what? You guys spend so much money. You could go make out anywhere. Why are you doing it at the theater of all places? My gosh. Pick an alley, pick something. Anyways, that's the other reason I'm pro this merger because I can't deal with theater etiquette. And oh my gosh, this is so bad. I cannot deal hearing people ruffle their popcorn. I can't hear them ruffle like their candy bags or chip bags. I can't hear them like ruffling to open it. It irks me. Even ice in a cup. Like when I don't know what it is about being in the movie theater. Maybe it's because it's like the lights are low. I feel like my sound, like my hearing gets so amplified. Everything sets me off when I'm in the theater. I cannot stand to hear it all. That's the other reason I'm like, I like to watch things at home. So I would kind of be pro this merger because of that. Because I don't think theater etiquette is all there anymore. I don't think it exists that much anymore. But I hope Netflix and Warner Brothers can work it out. I hope that Netflix doesn't change the theater because obviously movies like DC, those big like action movies, they deserve a theater run before they go to a strong theater run before they go to streaming. And while we're talking about movies here, I received a film and I watched Eternity, which has Elizabeth Olsen. You guys know her as Scarlet Witch, had Callum Turner and Miles Teller, and it was Eternity. And I think it was a really solid movie. So here's my little like quick review for it because I think this is something you guys would really, really like. So here's the synopsis. Let me make sure I didn't put any spoilers in here. I don't think I did. I think most of this is like in the trailer, so I think we're okay. Joan, who is played by Elizabeth Olsen, must choose which man she wants to spend eternity with. Her long-term husband Larry, played by Miles Teller, or her first love Luke, which is played by Callum Turner, who died decades ago. So here's the story: everybody's dead. Spoiler alert. But Luke actually dies in the war at the very young age, so it's a very young first love. And then she goes on to marry Larry, who gives her decades of marriage and family and all the things. And she has to choose between because you can only spend eternity with one person in one place, and it's permanent once you choose. So she can only choose one of them. And I thought this was a really great like rom-com. It's not like overly funny, but it's the right amount and it's just the right amount of great content to keep you constantly engaged through it. I think it was a near perfect movie. I won't spoil the ending, but I will say that the ending I got. I didn't expect the ending. I was so surprised, but I think it shows that like um love is fluid and love looks different with it looks different with different people at different times in your life. And I think it made me think about like times in mine and Mrs. Cubbie's relationship. We've been together 12, 10, almost 11 married. So almost 13 years together, 11 married, and then 2 dating. And I think like love has always looked different because there's been times where it's like it ebbs and flows and it gets easy and it gets hard. And there's been times of our life with no kids and then with 1 kid and 2 kids, 3 kids, 4 kids. Yeah, we have 4 kids. I can't help it. She has a great butt. And that love looks different at all of those different times, even though it's with the same person. So, anyways, it made me reflect on that kind of stuff. Divine Joy Randolph, she was perfection in there. I thought she gave just the right amount of comedy, and it was like a warm, empathetic character. I thought she was perfect. Oh, Elizabeth Olsen. She blended so many complex like layers to this dilemma and being in love and the indecisiveness and the fear because like I said it is permanent. She gave so many great layers to that and some of it was just so subtle and I think that's what the great thing about Elizabeth Olsen is. I don't think she's like an over the top actress, but she does things so in such a small way that has a big impact. It is so good. And I think when you go back and watch like I know people give this film crap, but Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, if you go watch that, Wanda, there are so many subtle things, an eyebrow lift, um, just and it just delivers like the biggest fear because she is the villain in that film. So I think she's one of the most underrated actors and probably one of the best actors in the MCU, by the way. Miles and Callum, they were fantastic. A little bit too on the nose for me as far as man. I felt like their storyline was really like who can out macho each other in front of this pretty girl. So that, but yeah, a little bit too on the nose, maybe a little too cliche. The concept, I think you guys will really enjoy this concept because it finally feels original because you guys know we get a lot of remakes, a lot of sequels right now. This is a really great concept. I think its downfall though is that there was so many slowly paced moments. This movie it closes, it's very close to the 2 hour mark, but it could have been a 90-minute movie. And I think that's what we need. We need to get rid of these 2 hour movies every time. I know the movie's expensive, but 30 minutes I don't think will make or break me. This movie could have been a 90-minute movie and we could have cut out some of that fluff. And I think they I think they were trying to establish like there's a love triangle. Obviously we know there is, but it just didn't really I don't know. They could have made they put it like I said, it is permanent. They could have put the pressure on a lot more on this. But I think overall this will be like a go-to classic rom-com. I give it like a solid 8 out of 10. I think it's gonna be one of those movies like, oh, we're at a hotel. Let's see what cable has, and that's something like you'll put on. It's just such an easy watch, romantic. It makes you feel good. Um, yeah. So Eternity with Elizabeth Olsen, 8 out of 10. I think you guys will love that movie. The other thing that really surprised me and what I watched with my kids was Zootopia 2. Now, before I give you guys that review, which you know what, I don't really have a review for it. I will say that it was a great movie. And I think I was surprised by the box office numbers here because Zootopia 1 came out in 2016. So we're talking, this is nearly a decade in 2025. We're close to 2026. So it's almost a decade later. And this movie is expected to hit 1.5, 1.7 billion. So I guess I've been sleeping on the Zootopia fans because when I go to the Disney store, you know, when I'm out anywhere, I don't see Zootopia merch. I don't see like them expanding that world in books and things like that, like they are doing with like Disney's doing with all the other IPs and things like that. So I guess I'm just confused because where are these Utopia fans? I mean, it was a very solid movie and I totally understand it, but to cross the billion mark, because I'm not even sure Wicked for Good. I think Wicked for Good's at the 800 million mark. I don't even think they're closing a billion. So I'm shocked by Zootopia's success. Solid movie. That's a 9 out of 10 for sure. But I guess I was just sleeping on the Zootopia fan base because they really showed out. And that was a great film. That's an animated film. So speaking of animated films, we've got the top 5 grossing animated movies. So like take a second and think, what do you think is the top 5? Now, number 5, I'll start from lowest to work my way to 1. Number 5, The Bad Guys 2 at 239.2 million at the box office. Solid movie. My kids love those books, so I'm happy to see this one on the list. Number 4, I have no idea what this is, I'm gonna be honest. Booney Bears Time Twist, which is 250.9 million at their box office run. Now, keep in mind, top grossing animated films doesn't just cover the US, it covers international, worldwide box office. Booney Bears, I had to do research because I had never seen this before. It looks like it is just an international film. It might have had a tiny run in the US earlier this year. Um, but it's like an episodic series and they made a movie out of it. It's I'm assuming it's based in China because $250 million of this came from China's box office. And then that other 900,000 came from all the little Europe countries and things like that around there. So that's ex- that's weird to see on here, but because I have no idea what that is. Number 3, Demon Slayer, the movie. This came out in the summer. I am heavily into One Piece right now. That's the only anime that I'm watching. I have not started Demon Slayer. I've heard it is crazy good. And what I've heard from the movie is that it is brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. Somehow life-changing. This one made 780 million. So think about that. That's a huge difference between 4 and 3. That's what, can I do math? That's $530 million difference. That's crazy. Okay, number 2, Zootopia 2. This is 1.5 to 1.7 billion when it ends the box office. Again, had no idea the Zootopia 2 fans were this strong. And number 1, it's Neza 2. You guys, $2.216 billion. And that is a movie from China, but clearly it's done well everywhere else to hit 2.216. That is crazy numbers. Absolutely crazy numbers. In fact, I can't even think of a US film that is, I'm sure there are ones out there that are very close to that, but for an animated film, that's absolutely insane. Also, we're gonna move right along. The Golden Globe nominations came out. I'm gonna do some predictions here too. I will say I was very sad. I don't understand why these award shows snub great superhero films. There's a lot of good superheroes out there that deliver absolutely strong performances. David Cornsweet, yeah, Superman, he should have got a nomination. I'll say that right now. Superman was absolutely fantastic. David deserved a nomination. And also Elizabeth Olsen deserves one for Scarlet Witch. And who else? Robert Downey Jr. for Avengers Endgame. I would say that's a good superhero too. Let's see. Best Motion Picture. What the heck? Do you guys ever look at these animations like, when the heck did this come out? Drama, Frankenstein, Hamnet, It Was Just an Accident, The Secret Agent, Sentimental Value, and Sinners. 3 of those are from Neon. Neon is, I'm telling you guys, Neon is killing it in movie production. I mean, they were the producers for Finn's film, Hell of a Summer. They're killing it. Best motion picture drama, I'm gonna say it's probably Sinners out of this. If not Sinners, maybe Frankenstein. Best motion picture, musical or comedy, no clue what any of these are. Oh, Begonia, that's the one with Emma Stone. I didn't watch that one. Um, Probably could take it. Best motion picture animated. So this one has Demon Slayer, what we talked about, Elio, K-pop Demon Hunters, Zootopia 2. It's definitely going to be between Zootopia 2 and K-pop Demon Hunters. Cinematic and box office achievement, Avatar, F1, K-pop, Sinners, Weapons, Wicked for Good. I mean, I would give this to Sinners too. I think Sinners is going to wrap up a lot of these awards. Best performance by a female actor in a motion picture. I'm going to go ahead and say that Julia Roberts wins this for After the Hunt. She was absolutely brilliant. I did not like the movie. It felt like it was Oscar bait. I said that in a previous podcast, but I'm guessing she would probably win the award. Best performance by a female actor in motion picture, musical, or comedy. Rose Byrne, If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. That's a very trippy movie from A24. And then Cynthia Erivo, Wicked for Good. You know, I haven't talked about Wicked for Good, but I feel like somehow it missed the mark in wrapping up Elphaba's story, and it felt more like Glinda's story. So I don't know if Cynthia will win this. I would probably give this to Rose Byrne. Emma Stone could probably pull it too, but yeah, Rose I think has a great chance. Let's see who else is on here. Best performance by a female in a supporting role. I would say Ariana Grande picks this up. I think she did a very strong role, and she has a big name. And unfortunately, in the award season, if you have a big name, you can probably pull the award because you know people are tuning in to watch you win. Best director, Ryan Coogler for Sinners or Guillermo del Toro for Frankenstein. I think it's going to be between them back and forth. Best original song, Golden, K-pop Demon Hunters probably picks that up. Best television series. Ugh, I'm just gonna say Abbott because I love that show and I'm on my rewatch. I'm like on my third rewatch right now. I can't wait for next year to see the Stranger Things cast in here. But yeah, I think I'm gonna leave the TV picks alone because I haven't watched enough TV. But those are my movie picks. So we'll come back to this after the Golden Globes and see how many I got right. And now I asked you guys for some hot takes here, and we're gonna go through them. The one I wanted to start with though is that this is like a never-ending question, and I think since Argyle asked it, is pineapple doesn't belong on pizza. And I'm just gonna say like everybody has their preferences, everybody has their tastes, whatever. But I'm gonna put you guys on something. People say pineapple doesn't belong on pizza, but I'm gonna put you guys on something. Go to Domino's. Order the thin crust, not the thick crust. We don't want thick crust. We want to save the thickness for our women. That's how we like our women, thick. You're in your 30s now. Some of you guys are in your 40s. And if you're in your 20s, lucky you. But we're going to go ahead and switch that red sauce to a white Alfredo sauce because we don't want the heartburn at night. And then what you're going to do is you're going to add chicken, and then you're going to add jalapenos, and you're going to add pineapple. If you're weary about the pineapple, just keep it regular. If you want an extra spicy, add extra jalapenos. And actually, we're also trying to meet our protein goals, so go ahead and double that chicken. And then you guys can thank me later. That's how you eat your pineapple on pizza. Swear by it. So, so good. Anyways, that's a hot take, but I just solved that hot take for you. Hot take, you and Hopper would never work. Bitch, I'd have kick your ass. Don't come on. Don't send. I know I asked for a hot take. Don't send this negativity to me. Who are you? Who the hell are you? You know what? Me and Hopper would work. Because there's not one position I'm not willing to try. Okay? So that ends that conversation. Hot take, they'll wake up at the end and it'll all have been a dream. Vec 9/11 aren't real. But who's dreaming it? That's what I want to know. Now, see, if it was all a D&D game, that would be fine with me. I'm perfectly fine with that. I'm not going to talk fit about that. I would love that. And I don't think it is, though, because when, since I'm in the Stranger Things universe, I saw the casting for the young Noah Schnapp actor. I didn't see a casting for the rest of the boys because I was like, they could go back and like use young kids again and like just do the little de-aging process and things like that. Um, but I mean, I guess they could de-age them as they are. But I would be okay if they just woke up and it was just a basement. It was just one long D&D game. I would be perfectly fine with that. So I don't even know if that's a hot take because I agree with it. I mean, I would be okay with it. I'm happy however the show ends. Oh, okay. This one's crazy. Hot take. Dustin sucks this season. I don't like him, and he's my fave. Woo! Oh, Dustin. Yeah, Dustin is going through it. I mean, I think this shows how much his friendship with Eddie meant to him. And I also think that Dustin hasn't lost anybody that's important to him yet. Joyce goes through it in season 3 because she lost Bob in 2. Nancy's entire arc is because she lost Barb. And so I think, yeah, it hurts to see a lovable character turn sad, but that's the reality of not just the fictional world, but the real world. It's like it's the funniest people that are always going through it the most. So yeah, it's a very is it a hot take? Yeah, it is a hot take because Dustin deserves to have this moment of being of grieving. And also, let me just say this while we're talking about Dustin. You know, if when the bullies came and kicked his butt, had it been a 2-on-1, maybe even a 3-on-1, I think Dustin could have handled it with just his smarts alone. But I think that 4-on-1 got him. But I think Dustin had a solid chance kicking him. So, yes, that is a very, very hot take because I think it's justified. But I do hope that somewhere between volume 2, maybe 6 going forward, hopefully we see the real Dustin come back. I think him and Steve will have more moments that bring that out again. Okay, hear me out. Neville does not get enough credit. He lost his parents just like Harry. And I think that's fair too. And I think, yeah, because we do see Neville, he's trying to protect his house, especially when Hermione, Harry, and Ron are about to leave to go fight Fluffy and Snape and Professor Quirrell. He tries to stand up to them. He's always trying to do the right thing. And he's just a little bit, awkward, doesn't have the tools to do it yet. So, yeah, I think Neville does deserve more credit. He also lost his parents. And honestly, what I'm really surprised about is that I wish they explored more of that together between him and Harry. I think they touch on it in for just a moment in one of the middle books. I can't remember off the top of my head. I feel like it's 3, but it could be later on. But I wish they would have explored that more because yeah, they do have a common thread there. Okay, so these hot takes, I will say the only one that really pissed me off was being Hopper would never work. Because I think I could make it work. All right, you guys, that is the episode today. You guys, I hope you guys enjoy this. I love talking about pop culture stuff. I love talking about movies. I hope you guys love talking about it too. You guys, please do me a favor. Please go hit that subscribe button for me, okay? It take you 1 second. Just hit the button. Become a Cubscriber. I'm Cubbie. You guys are the Cubscribers, okay? And together we're going to do amazing things. Please share the podcast with a friend. If you're watching this on YouTube, please hit the hype button, hit the like, comment down below. Also, I want to know what you guys' Golden Globe nominations are like. Who do you think is winning? Who do you think is picking this up? I cannot wait for the next episode. We're going to talk about A24, Neon, all these cool movies. The end of the year wrap up here. Volume 2 is still coming. You guys, I'm so excited. Thank you guys so much for being here again. I appreciate it so much. You guys, in case I don't say it enough, I appreciate you guys being here. We're about to wrap 1 year of the podcast, and I'm so grateful. I got to do so many cool things this year. And that's all because of you guys and your continued support. So thank you, thank you, thank you so much. And for right now, that's all I got.